They're two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt McClusky. What's going on, bro?
Oh, next question.
Heads up, Sarge's internet's acting up, so he might leave us periodically throughout the show, and I'll be running solo, but, you know, just another day on Generation X Gaming. What's going on, chat? On today's show, we're going to be talking about Baldur's Gate. We're going to be talking about Battlefield. We're going to be talking about Redfall. We're going to be talking about Game Pass. We're going to be talking about Suicide Squad. We're going to be talking about the Game Awards. We're going to be talking about Payday. We're going to be talking about the nominees of the Video Game Award show. We're going to be talking about Hogwarts Legacy. And I think I said Game Awards twice. But we're going to talk about that twice. So that's what's on today's show. If you guys like what you see or what we do here, please make sure you hit that like button down below. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We're here most times, 42 weeks. I should start saying that. We're here for at least 42 weeks of the year doing this show. This is episode 373. We do appreciate you coming out. If you're here for 1 second, 1 minute, or 1 hour, we do appreciate you very much for hanging out with us for this time. So, Sarge, how you been? It's been a week. What have you been doing? What are you up to?
Cleaning, obviously. Holiday cleaning.
Holiday cleaning.
Going on for the week, yeah. That's what's been going on.
I had a guy drive on my lawn today and almost crashed through my septic tank.
Were they looking for the store again?
They were.
It's time to get some signs, bro. It's time to get some signs,
Yeah.
and it's time to put a fucking chain on your driveway. A literal chain. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
A fucking sign that says no trespassing, no farm, no store,
it's
an arrow, and a chain on your fucking driveway.
Oh, my God. I think the only reason he stopped moving was because my dog was literally over there, and the dog didn't move because he was barking at the car. Like, he was barking at the... I was just like, what? I was like, what are you doing? I was like, where? Does this look like a store? Does this look like a store? It's amazing. Sounds like a normal day in Florida. Yeah, Florida man murders guy driving on his lawn.
By the way, in case chat doesn't know, and I know sometimes you guys aren't up with all the ridiculous games that are out there, but if you go online, and I'm being serious, this is fun for everyone. And I can't get a score on this game because I never know what's the truth or not. There is a game. It's a card game. You can play it anywhere you want, in your house, at a bar, with your friends. It's called Florida Man. Look it up. It's $25 or $20. You should get it. It's fucking hilarious. Okay? I own it, right? It's hilarious. I have not won the game yet because I cannot get a score high enough because I cannot tell what is wrong with real or not real in this state.
Is this what it looks like, Sarge? Is this Florida Man, the card game? Is it it?
Show it.
The truth.
It's a map of Florida.
The truth is pretty rough. It says on the box. It says Florida Man card game. The truth is pretty rough.
No, mine looks more low budget than that.
More low budget, more Florida Man ish.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you guys, if you guys want to laugh hysterically with your friends over the holidays or with your family, have a few beers and some scotches and just hang out. This is the game.
Is this the one right here?
I'm waiting. I'm looking at the screen. I pressed the live button. My internet's not that slow. It might be an updated version, but no, mine's just a regular old looking box.
The game that just keeps giving. All right, well, maybe there's many games called Florida Man.
It's just a card game.
It says adult party game. So
it's probably so good. That's why we have copycats already.
Well, there's a board game called the Florida Man board game.
Well, let me see that one.
All right, hold on.
I mean, it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And the choices,
I think this is it. I think this
the
is
choices are ridiculous.
Is this it? I think this is the one. It says you can tell which is
that's
out.
it.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
There you go.
We just read the cards. You don't need to move around the board. That's just dumb.
Should I just buy this and read answers on the stream? Is that a whole show right there? We could do that.
Yeah, that's a whole show. That's a whole show.
Okay. Can I make it into a podcast?
This week's edition of Florida Man? Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll pick it up.
Listen, if you got family members,
maybe I'm so cheap though. Maybe I'll just photocopy.
Don't get along with. That's the game to break the ice with.
I'll just photocopy your game. We'll do it the Florida Man style.
My game's at the restaurant. It's at the bar.
I'll photocopy it. All right. So let's start with what we've been playing. It's double audio because it's linked to Sarge's audio.
What?
I don't know. It's weird. All right, Sarge, what have you been playing this week? I know we played Battlefield 1 last night. We had a good time. It was a good time. You know, Sarge, the worst thing that you can do for a podcast is dead silence.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm forming my thoughts. It's not dead air. I think about what I'm about to say.
What thoughts? Did you play a game? Yes or no? Yes? What is it?
I think that game probably has the most versatile maps out of all the Battlefield games that were released.
I love Battlefield 1. I remember when it first came out, people were giving it a lot of shit because it was World War I. But maps and everything, I love using that Lawrence Arabian gun. That's my favorite gun.
It's very hard, and we've discussed this many times. It's very hard to make a World War I game, a Battlefield game, and make it fun because everything that they really had during that time period was bolt-action rifles, right? They basically took all the experimental weapons that they may have used if they got them to work correctly in history and put them in the game and just made them do stuff, which I'm okay with. It's just supposed to be fun. But the only thing I have an issue with that game is the control settings for the console. It's hard to set the settings for the controller to make it adaptable to gameplay. Like it either the cursor moves too quick and you overshoot targets. You can't. It's not smooth. It's like it does that acceleration thing, and I had the acceleration off. And let me tell you something. I set the dead zones and everything.
Yep.
The one setting inside that game, that's I think it is. I forget what the actual term is, but it's a percentage, and it's a percentage of how far you have to move the stick before it activates, and not dead zone. That's different than dead zone. And from 50 to 10 does almost nothing, and the last 5% goes from this to this.
Yeah,
which makes no sense at all. It's like it's broken. I don't understand. So like most of my kills, I have to be from medium to long range because my controller is too twitchy in close range. Like I'm messing with a shotgun. Really?
There's times I took a shot yesterday that I know without a doubt I hit this person and it wouldn't register. And then all of a sudden my next shot that I do, I shoot and it's a headshot from 400 feet away, right?
I'll tell you what though, I just want someone, honestly, if you people complain about paying like $10 a month or $15 a month for Game Pass, but I'll tell you what, if someone would just make a building with servers in it for first person shooters, right? And they have the greatest network ever lived and charge you to be on that network, I would pay it because I'm so tired of lag fests, twitching out, all kinds of server issues. I want the game to be on premises, running live, and then just sent out to everybody who wants to be on that server. That's how it should be.
I want to show you this one shot yesterday I did.
One shot?
I had a bunch of shots last night.
The infamous guy behind the fence.
No. I'm going to show you this one shot. I saved this dude's life yesterday. It was clutch. Let me find it. Oh, I think this is it. I think we're close to it. I was at the side.
How are you still functioning, man? Are you twitching? Are you
Oh,
like,
you know
you're
what?
okay? You haven't gamed all week. How is that possible?
It might be over
Call
here.
yourself a gamer? What happened to you, man? New girlfriend? You courting somebody? What's going on?
So there's a guy running, right? I think I get him here,
Methadone clinic closed? What happened?
right? I see this guy running. Let me see if I can find it. I see this guy running. He's in the bushes. He gets me. That's a death. Then I get killed by the tank. I remember I'm close. I'm real close. Yeah, that's a tank death. There he is. Right, watch this. This guy's running up the hill. I'm like, there's a guy over there. He's like, I'm talking to a Pop. I'm like, there he is, right? Watch this. Our guy, that's our guy. This guy comes up over him. He's about to stab him, and bam, headshot, baby.
Play of the day.
Love it. Love it.
Play of the day.
There was a couple other shots I did. I love this game. That's my favorite gun.
Listen, when this game came out, it was like a fungus. It had to grow on you.
Dude, this game came out in 2017, 16?
All I'm going to say is, I know a lot of games have crappy maps for first-person shooters. There are some crappy maps in this game, but overall, the number of maps in this game that have different functionalities and different ways to play, and it's just done well. Like, it's possible to make a World War I shitty time period and shitty weapons into a fun game, which leads me to believe that they should have just followed suit when they did BF5, and they didn't. It's just strange.
Yesterday, there was a moment. Where is it? It's got to be. We were in the Italy map, and the blimp was falling above me, right? And the map.
The behemoths are all bullshit, but they're hilariously fun.
Yeah. It was like right somewhere around here, right? We're on this map. The behemoth's falling down, it's scorching, it's on fire, it's coming down.
I love that shit.
Meanwhile, they try to sell you in Battlefield 2042. We got tornadoes.
Yeah.
Woo! Tornadoes. Yeah. And it's
tornadoes.
It's terrible. Like the behemoths, the train that goes down the middle of the town, or that behemoth plane, or the blimp. Like, it's so good. So good. Maybe I want to play this again tonight, this weekend, something. I think we're going to put this in the rotation for a bit. I got the itch to play more Battlefield. Battlefield 5? We could play Battlefield V, Battlefield 5. What's going on, Wolf? Yeah, I really like this. What other games have you been playing, Sarge? I know you've been playing a little bit of Hell Let Loose.
I play every week. I play with the team every week.
Is there another game that you played and did something, or no?
Honestly, this whole week has been cleaning, weeding, mulching, sodding, going in the attic. It's all holiday stuff, man. I'm gonna have lights up before Thanksgiving.
I haven't done any of that yet. I'm waiting. I ordered new lights. I'm waiting for them to come.
Where did you get the lights from? Where'd you get lights from?
I saw an ad on fucking Twitter about these. You guys have probably seen it. The little lights that you put on, and you can, on your phone, you can change the colors and everything from your phone. And you can actually download other people's. They do the schematics
shows.
They do like shows and stuff like that.
How much?
I paid $61 for 2 packs of 60 feet. So I have 120 feet of lights. I only need it.
Wait, so $60 for 2 packs. So they're LED lights then.
Yeah, they're LEDs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not normal lights.
Yeah, but it's 60 feet of each of those. So I got 120 feet. That covers the front of my house and the one side that I need to do.
You can spell out the words "not a store."
Yeah, I'll put red lights and like flashing, and I'll put a foghorn on the front yard. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for those to come in. Supposedly they're on their way. Maybe they'll be here by Christmas.
I got something. I'm hoping no one says anything because everybody in this house always gives away all the secrets. But I've got something for the holidays this year. I'm not going to tell you about it. Surprise.
Dolphin says, my wife had a mental breakdown and threw away all the lights because she couldn't untangle them. But your wife, wasn't she pregnant?
That's why, Magic. She's pregnant.
Yeah,
you can't let her do Christmas lights when she's pregnant.
Yeah, it's like, Rust, here, get the knot out of this, would you? They just throw it.
Yeah, they don't have patience for that kind of stuff. It's not going to go well. Well, lucky for you, Black Friday's coming up, and then you could just probably buy whatever's left over on the shelf. Or I would go now. Like the trick I like to do is I'll go like this weekend and I'll buy a bunch of lights, and then when Black Friday happens, I go back in and said, hey, your lights are on sale. Give me the difference. because you can get the better price within 10 days.
Right.
They have to honor it. So I buy the lights the week before, and then when the Black Friday lights go on sale and they don't have any, then I just go in and say, listen, you got to give me the price difference. They usually help me out. So
I'm testing out these lights that I bought, and we'll see what if I like them or not.
I would go full LED, bro. I would.
That's what it is.
The price point's too much for the amount of lights I have in the house.
Well, I have LEDs underneath my carport that I put there, and they've been there for 7 years, and I haven't replaced them, and they're on every night. Like, they go on and they last a lot longer.
No, I know. But you know which ones I don't like that you had on that one year is those ones that are like little light bulbs. They remind me of like the Chintzy Fair.
Little light
bulbs. I don't like those at all. Like they're like little round bulbs, but you can see the filament. Like the ones that they have at the
those
fair.
In years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I never liked those.
Yeah,
it makes it look like you're like a carnival.
That's the ones that
goddamn carnies
that Griswold had on his roof. He had the big
those are
bulbs.
different. Those are different. Yeah, but those look like the tiers. I'm talking about they look like they're round. They're round.
I've never had those.
Yeah. I keep telling you, like the ones at the Chintzy carnivals. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the company to sell mini Vegas spheres. They probably do at the Sphere, I would assume. Why wouldn't they?
Is it wrong that I don't have the urge to go back and play Starfield, but I'm getting ready to start another game in Skyrim?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think there's any. The older I get, and the more I think about like a game, like people are like, "Well, you just play a game for 2 weeks and then you put it down." It's like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put a game down and come back to it later. Like, and the games that you come back to, those are good games. Like, you go back to the games that you want to play because they're good games. I don't want it. I love pizza, but I don't want to eat pizza every day.
But to be fair, I went hard out of the gate.
Sure.
When the game came out,
and you put it down for a month or two.
Out of the gate.
You can put it down for 6 months and then go back for another 200 hours.
I know, but I told you this on the last show. Like I worry that it's gonna fall into the realm of Outer Worlds, and I'm gonna just completely forget about it for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, but Wolverine, that's what you're supposed to do.
Arkham Knights is a good damn game.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go back to a game. Look, you are not the problem for dropping a game and then picking it up and playing a different game. The problem is the people that are addicted to one game that you're playing nonstop and you don't do anything else, right? That's unhealthy. Not the people that are going, oh, yeah, I bought a game, I played 40 hours in it, and then I stopped, and I didn't play it again for 9 months. Okay. Did you beat the game? Yeah. All right, good. You moved on.
I'm a little concerned about Krebsy, though. Apparently, his motivation has gotten so low that a chicken sandwich is his happiness. We need to probably talk to him off stream.
Krebsy, at this point, Krebsy, do you even play games?
Are you doing all right, Krebsy?
Krebsy, do you even play games?
It's pretty low on the rung, man.
Krebsy doesn't even play games at this point. He likes to just shit on the games that he should play. I don't think he plays that many games. I don't know if that's true, by the way. He could be playing a lot of games.
What's just come back to what's a Monhun? What's Monhun? Is that Warframe?
Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter. I don't know, man. You know,
you didn't say anything. All you went was, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm like, no, I'm not going back to Monster Hunter. It's just too much effort to go back to it. It's too much effort to go back in.
Here, maybe it's just me, but like there are certain games, right, where I can just keep playing or go back to, and then like once the window has passed, I can't lock on to the game anymore, even though it's a great game. Like there's nothing wrong with the game, but it's like I've basically squeezed the sponge for all the fun it has, and I can't lock on to it anymore, right? Like I abused, and I say that in the nicest way possible. I abused Borderlands 2. I love that game,
right?
Like I love that game. Like the last character I did was the insane guy. What the hell was his name? I can't remember his name. It's been so long now.
Oh, the
psycho guy. I can't remember his name.
I forget his name.
Right, but he was the last guy. I did every character. Right, full game twice. Hardcore. Right? When I got to him, Thanks, Dupless. When I got to him, as I was playing the game, I felt it leaving my body. I felt like, I don't know if you got another one in it, Sarge.
Right.
I don't know if you can go through the whole thing twice around, and like, and what it was. I look at Borderlands 2, and I know some people are going to push back on this. That's completely fine. I look at Borderlands 2 as the perfect multiplayer looter shooter of that decade. Like,
right,
playing with your friends, the abilities that you had with the characters were different completely. They actually jived with each other, and depending on who you were playing with, your play style had to change a little bit, and your setup had to change because of what they could do for you and what you should do for them, right? Because when you played on the harder levels, the guys are insane,
right?
I would rather play a 4-player game of Borderlands for fun during the holidays with some of you, and go through the game and just talk shit about other games while we play that game. And
Sounds
we could
fun.
just cruise through it. We could just cruise through it. And my rule is we do every boss 3 times. When we first get to him, we do it 3 times, so we see if we could get the legendary weapon drop. And if nobody gets it, we just move on.
Would you play, Sarge? Would you play this? I played the other night with Akuta Papa. Would you play
the Moria?
Moria. Would you play?
Moria.
Would you play? You would. I know you'd be addicted to this thing. You like stuff like this.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. However, and I'm speaking for myself now. It looks dated from other games that we played. Right? I know what they were trying to do. I'm sure it's fun because they were trying to copy Minecraft. But it
This is right up Sarge's alley, Gang Fire. You don't even know.
I mean, probably. I mean,
I can see it. I can see it in his face right now. He's looking at it, going, "It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good." Right?
But it's not really a multiplayer game. Everybody goes and wanders off.
That's not true.
And then there's dead air. And like,
well,
you're
of
all
course,
doing your own
you're
thing.
building stuff and you're exploring and grabbing things. But yeah. For the little I played, we played 4 hours, and I really did like it. I like the exploration part. I like the mining part.
I mean, are we rebuilding the Dwarven Kingdom?
I'll be honest.
I don't
even.
Are we rebuilding the Dwarven Kingdom? Because if the end game,
I'll be honest, I don't even
isn't
know.
me trying to rebuild Moria and like a bunch of new dwarves come in, like it's Minecraft.
In the very beginning, there was a cutscene. I missed it because I left the room, and when I came back, it was ready to play. So I didn't go back to look, and maybe they told you like a story. I honestly don't know. I'm assuming you go back and then you have to like rebuild. I would assume that's what it is. I don't know if there's like an end game or whatnot, but I really liked it. So there's like, when you start mining, they start singing. When you press E to sing, okay, you can use a controller on keyboard. You can use keyboard or mouse, or you can use control on the PC. They start singing. When they start to sing, you lose. You don't. There's a purpose for it.
Your stamina doesn't go down.
Yeah, it doesn't go down and stuff like that, right? So there's like little buffs and stuff like that. There's little things that around to build. You could build a house in the middle of nowhere, you know, just like any other type of game. That's not a bonus for the game, but it's just what you can do. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool the way that you leveled up stuff. There's these statues everywhere that if you rebuild the statues, you find the recipe for certain things, and then you can build those things. There's an upgrade. I think we're like on the 3rd type of thing where I had a basic pickaxe. Now I got an iron pickaxe, and then we found the plans for another pickaxe, but we don't have that gear yet, right? There's like this.
I like how in the game, and I'm only going to use this one point just to prove a point. I like how in the game, the dwarves in Lord of the Rings are some of the most intelligent creatures on the whole planet, of what they can build and construct and all these kind of feats that they made underground. However, a candle on a helmet is their solution to carrying a torch. I think it's insulting. It's insulting to dwarven kind to say that a dwarf would attach a candle to a hat and then call that the upgrade of holding a torch.
So we got to this one part where you have to light the foundry here, and then the big horde comes. It's a little stuttery because of my PC when I stream. It gets a little stuttery sometimes.
Because Florida cable companies suck.
No,
Yeah.
my internet now is fine. It's when I was playing the game, because that's why I don't play a lot of PC games. But yeah. See, so you see, I got the steel ingot, I got the spear. Now I got these recipes that I can earn to then make better stuff. So now we get a rush of guys. I died here because I was just not strong enough, right? But it's pretty cool, right? There's a lot. Obviously, it's slow, right? You're mining and stuff. It's literally Minecraft or Valheim. You know what? It's Valheim, but Lord of the Rings Valheim instead of Viking.
You don't
gods.
even want to hear my idea for my idea of Lord of the Rings water. We'll talk about it off stream. Get into a Discord. We'll talk about it because I have the greatest. It's better than GI Joe Battlefield. I'll tell you that. It's better than that. Look at this in chat. Brain is calling Micromancer, so he's in.
Oh, Brain's always in for some Borderlands.
You know, I think I loved Maya. I love the Siren.
Did you?
That
You never
bubble
got
of
Wonderland,
death that
did
she
you?
had?
Tiny Tina's
That
Wonderland.
bubble
You
of
didn't
death
get
she
that,
had?
right?
No, I never got it. Never got it.
Would you play it?
I don't know. Is it in the discount bin at GameStop for $5?
I'm not sure if it's in the discount bin.
Use the change in your car to buy it for me. Yeah, all right.
I played it and I enjoyed it, but I played it by myself. I didn't play with anybody else, and I thought it was fun. And I think obviously, I think it's one of those games that'll be better with a group of people. Brain, did you get Wonderland as well?
Magic, you never played Borderlands 1 or 2 or neither?
Borderlands 2 is better than 1, but you should play 1. Defend the Wall, Lord of the Rings game, $40.
Oh, Magic! If you've never played it before, I don't know, man. That sounds like a good time. Don't even bother with 1. I mean, 1's good, but it's dated compared to what we know of today. 2 is still doable.
Yeah, 2 is great.
And 2, if you get the Game of the Year edition for 2, you're set. You're set for a while, bro.
What I look at for Borderlands 1 to 2 is the way I look at Mass Effect 1 to 2, right? 2 is just better experience all around, but you should play Mass Effect 1. Borderlands 2 is a better game all around, story-wise, gameplay-wise, everything, but you should play 1. If you play 1 and then play 2, you'll love 2 even more, right? It's a good series. Borderlands 3, never played. I boycotted it during that time frame, and then I came back for Wonderland because it was more of a smaller type of game. I thought it was pretty fun, but again,
I mean, all the DLC. It's oh my god, dude, it's incredible.
I'm trying to think of another game I played.
And by the way, I thought the last. I don't know if it was the last one. I'm pretty sure it was the last. The last one, the D&D thing with the Tiny Tina.
That's Wonderland. That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Oh, you're talking about the
DLC.
You're talking about the DLC.
The last sequel for DLC.
Yeah.
Bunkers and Badasses and something else. I forget what it was called, but that was an incredible DLC.
Yeah, Borderlands is a great series. Handsome Jack is one of the best villains in video game history.
You didn't miss out, Dolphin. I did a bunch of stuff when I was in my 20s too. We can't talk about it on stream, but I understand completely.
Yeah. I beat RoboCop. I had 12 and a half hours into RoboCop. Great game. It literally, it's better than RoboCop 3. It's a better story than RoboCop 3.
Every time I saw you play it, everything in that game was taken directly out of the movie.
Yeah.
The police garage is the exact same thing. The police station's laid out the same way. Like everything's laid like they took the time to lay out the actual. They didn't just go build a building, put his stuff in it.
The dialogue is cheesy, just like it. It says the quotes and whatnot. It is. It's a fantastic game. I don't think they're going to do any kind of. I don't want it as a live service game. I don't want it to be a live service game. But I think I would buy some DLC to RoboCop. If they came out with some DLC for RoboCop, I would buy DLC for RoboCop.
Dragon's Keep. Yeah, thanks, Krebsy. I mean, I play so many games and stuff. My brain is scrambled at this point. I apologize, but there's a lot of stuff going on upstairs right now. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
I'm trying to think.
I have never played a game and been so happy to play with friends, just shooting the shit in Borderlands. That's been the tits. Battlefield's close, but Borderlands 2 was the tits. Incredible game. Right?
I think
to this day, the most if I'm senile one day, I'll still remember the four of us laughing hysterically, trying to figure out why the Varknids were unkillable.
When we were stuck in that house.
Stuck in a shack. We were stuck in a shack and couldn't move.
Just endless guys were coming. We're like, what the hell's going on?
Like, we didn't know what caused them to do that. Because we were new at the game. We're like, why are they getting bigger? Why are they everywhere? And basically, we couldn't do anything. We actually got ourselves so pinned up against the wall. We had to die and start over because we couldn't leave.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good times. Sarge, would you be? We don't have to do it live on.
Here we go.
We don't have to do it live on stream, but like on the weekend, late at night, whatever. If we play like an hour or two, what about if we just me and you? I'll record gameplay. We play games that we haven't played in like a really long time. We just go through and play it. And
am I sober or am I allowed to drink?
That's up to you. It's just we're not doing it live on stream, so I'll just record our banter and then I'll upload them. I'll upload them later. It's just us playing like older games and just like reminiscing as we're playing through it. We still gotta finish Halo. We gotta go back and finish Halo Infinite, and then we have to go back. And then we have to go back and play Division 2 because we gotta. Have you logged?
We gotta save some people.
Yeah. Did you log in again? Did you save our?
It hasn't been 90 days. I got 90 days.
All right, just making sure. I don't want to lose our clan.
Yeah. Again.
I've lost it like 3 times.
So dumb. The only reason why we have it back is because Brain would log on every day, hoping the guy wouldn't log on. That's the only reason why we have it back.
Well, John had it for a while. John was the leader,
but
and then he lost
it. The only reason why we have it back is because Brain would log on every day, hoping that guy wouldn't log on.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll think of something to do.
Hilarious.
Chat, I have a question for you. Would you? I keep telling Sarge we should do this. Would you watch an hour worth of a daily show with me and Sarge just bullshitting at any time?
I wouldn't.
Just 1 hour.
You would have to take a grammology test to understand who we are and be able to tolerate us. Then you could sign up for that channel.
It would just be me and Sarge. It'd be like a morning hour show of just not about video games, just about everything. Just doesn't matter. No holds barred. Anything. We just talk about
medication.
Stuff.
Not enough medication.
Dupe says depends on how stoned he is.
I'm glad to see you got a new guy, Dupe. I'm glad to see you got a new guy. Good, congratulations. Always important for the holidays.
They just legalized it.
New guy.
They just legalized it in Ohio. So
did they really?
Yeah.
Awesome. What, without card? You don't need a card. You just go in and say, "Hey, give me a bag."
I don't know.
You need a card.
I have no idea.
Card or no card, Dupe?
I know they just passed it.
Card or no card?
All right.
That's awesome.
Let's start off with the top stories.
My prostate.
All right. So let's start off with the big one. It's not really a story. It's more of a be happy. All right. Baldur's Gate 3 Deluxe Edition. Okay. They announced it. You can pre-order it now for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's actually a pretty nice bundle for the price of what it is, right? So for the Baldur's Gate 3 Deluxe Edition, you get 32 stickers, Sarge. 32 decals, they should say. Stickers sound so kiddie, right? It's decals. 32 decals. What's the difference between a decal and a sticker? Do you know, Sarge?
About 20 years.
20 years. Okay. So 32 decal stickers. Okay. Then you get the mini flare poster, which has creases in it. I don't.
Listen,
I don't do creases.
This is how I know, and I'm gonna rant already. This is how I know the people that set this shit up don't get gamers. They don't get us. How dare you? Even though I know it comes in the box folded, the one you put on the goddamn picture, no creases. Lie to me like you did to me in the past, and let me buy the goddamn thing and be disappointed that way.
They
you literally put the creased version poster on the damn thing.
Yeah, they have the crease here, and you can see it right down the center there. Yeah.
What is wrong with you people in marketing? What is wrong with you? Do you think people want collector's editions with fucking creases in their goddamn posters? What does that matter with you?
Right. So the Mind Flare poster, 570 by 690 millimeters. You get the deluxe edition box, which is 200 by 240 by 55 millimeters. You get the original soundtrack, 3 discs. You get the 2 patches that you can put on your jacket, your leather jacket, Sarge. You get a world map, and you get the discs. Now look at this, right?
Wait, did you say leather jacket?
Yeah, you get these patches so you can put on your leather jacket.
Oh, my leather jacket patch.
Yeah.
Got it.
So if you get PC, you get just the disc. If you get PlayStation Edition, PlayStation 5, you get 2 discs, and if you get Xbox, you get 3 discs. It's like we're back in 2007, right? You get like the Final Fantasy 3 disc pack going on here.
Hold on, Travis is starting shit. 1 second.
All right. So as Sarge is getting stuff there, right? So this, what do you think, chat? What do you think the actual price of this is? Don't look it up, chat. Don't. Okay. Don't look it up. What do you think the actual price is for this? For all of this? What do you think? 32 stickers, Mind Flare posters, 2 discs, 3 discs, 3 discs for original soundtrack, the box, the map, the patches. The 76 says $200. Dupla says $1. Bob. Water Bears says Black Friday price $249.98. Big Mad Mo says $150. Reese says about $350. Sticking up $350. Travis says, you're causing your dad to drink again, Travis. Krebsy says $120. And Magic Dolphin says $500. So let's scroll down here and let's look at the price.
It's a little dusty. Hang on.
Let's look at the pre-order. And there you got it. There you go.
This is how I know you're not a gamer, Travis. That's how I know right there. Those words mean to me that you're not a gamer. Do you think for a moment that when I got this back in 1992, that I got the goddamn poster with creases in it? Huh? Do you think I got that with creases in it?
They back it up a little bit, Sarge, because they can't see it because of the light and stuff. That's an X-wing. That's an X-wing poster there.
All right, there's no creases in here.
Yeah.
There's no creases here.
There's
no creases.
Yeah. Can't see too much reflection. It's an X-wing poster. No, it's your computer screen. You can't knock it down. It's not the light. It's a computer screen. Just tilt it back to the ceiling. They can see it. If you tilt it back. There you go. There you go. Is that from the game? Yes, it's from the game. So there you go. Baldur's Gate.
Think of creases and a creases? Out of your mind. Out of your mind.
Right. Only true gamers can actually see what the poster is. You have to have the force inside you. So the deluxe edition for PC, okay, is $79, PC version. The deluxe edition for PlayStation 5 is $79. And the deluxe edition for Xbox is $79.
All right, well, let's hurry up and finish this show because I'm ordering that thing. Because it's got a disc. I want the actual hard copy stuff for the PC.
You get a lot of stuff, man. Physical goodies. Pre-order now.
You called it. Listen, you got creases in your map, and you called it stickers. Somebody in marketing needs to up their game.
Right? You can buy it right now. It comes
because it's $80, I don't think the disc is real. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, you think?
I think it's just a disc with a piece that looks cool, but I don't think it's the actual game.
Mm.
I think it's the digital licensing unlock,
like
key
the code,
bullshit.
the code on the disc type of thing.
I don't think that disc has the game on it because it doesn't say it does. It just says it comes with a disc. Awesome.
I own this game already on PC, but I think I might pick it up for Xbox. Just so I can own it, and they can never take it away. No, I already have it for PC, but it's a damn good deal.
3 discs for Xbox. You want to know why, dude? You want to know why? Because the S can't handle it. That's why.
It's the dude.
Sorry, the dude. Like, I got it. Right? That's why. The S. The S. We all know it's the S. The reason.
Yeah, Krebsy, when I first saw this, I was like, there's got to be a mistake. I was like, how can you get all of this, right, for this price? I was like, how is that possible?
It's because, okay, the map's
Do
made
you know why?
Because
They made so much fucking money already from the game. They're like, fuck it, let's just give it to them for $80. Let's win everybody over. Right? People are gonna go buy a second copy.
That should be at least $120.
Easy.
I would think at least.
I thought for sure it was $150 to $200.
I'm gonna have to buy this now because I know it's gonna sell out. Hang on. What's the site? Is it the development site?
Yeah, it's on Baldur. Yeah. So pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool that they actually. I just already ordered my second copy. 30. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a steal. It's a steal. This company, not only Larian Studios, like, look, everyone loves us. We're Game of the Year. Let's just make the pre-orders and then, right? Like, I think the digital copy, I think, is going to come out on Xbox real soon. Like, you can buy it from the digital store, I think, next month in December. But if you want this pre-order of the digital deluxe edition, it comes out I think it comes out next year, early next year.
On the website, it says sold out.
On the website, it says sold out.
Yeah, it says sold out.
Well, let me see. Did they sell it all out already? Where does it say sold out? It doesn't say sold. Would you pick up the PC version?
I'm looking. It says sold. No,
it doesn't say sold out on my end.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the ridiculous one that's sold out for $269.
What's $269?
Exactly.
What's the $269 one?
Yeah, there's a $269.
Wait a minute. What's the I want to know what the What are you getting for $260?
$269.
Yeah. What are you getting for $260? What? Digital bonus content, digital content included, in-game DLC. You get all that as well. Am I missing something here, chat? Am I reading this wrong? Because when I say pre-order, it goes down right to this price point, right? Right? Physical goods, yeah, it's that price. That's what it is, right? And then on that digital content included, you get the Divinity item pack, you get the Bard song pack, you get the exclusive dice skin, you get the paintings from you get the paintings that you discover, okay, Adventures pouch. You get that's the in-game DLC. Then you get digital bonus content. You get the digital OST, the music of Baldur's Gate. You get the digital art book, and you get the digital character sheet. I don't even know where Sarge is looking to get the one that he's looking at. Like I don't even see it on their site, Sarge. I don't even know where the hell you are. Visit the store for more goods. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Here we are. Deluxe edition 80. Okay, that's 80. Okay. Deluxe edition pre-order. I don't know where you're seeing. I don't know where you're seeing this 260. I'm looking at all their store stuff. I do not see it. I see their shirts and all this other things that they're selling. I don't see the $300 and $265 one, whatever you're looking at.
What's the proper name? Is it called Deluxe?
Yeah, it's called the Digital Deluxe. It's called not the Digital Deluxe. It's called Baldur's Gate 3 Deluxe Edition. That's it. Sarge on eBay? Maybe. Sarge doesn't know how to use the internet sometimes, so. They should sell the deluxe edition and gives you the poster without creases. But you have to pay $250 for that. For the non-crease poster edition.
So what store are we talking about?
This is
the actual company?
This is box.baldursgate3.game. That's the website. That's what it's on.
Okay.
I'm not on like a special site or anything. This is like their own site. Yeah, Sarge is busy trying to buy the game. let's go to the next topic, right? Next topic is, like, we're big Battlefield guys, right? Level Cap. I like watching Level Cap stuff. He tweeted this out just as a reminder. I forgot this was happening, Sarge. All right. There's about a month left before EA will shut down the Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 servers and the Battlefield 1943 servers, which will happen in early December. So, if you still want to remember the good old days, time to boot up, dust off the consoles or PCs, and play some while you can. So, there's only a couple of weeks left, okay? Just a couple of weeks left for people to get on and play Bad Company 1, 2, and Battlefield 1943. I liked 1943 when it came out. That was a nice little small little. Wasn't it like
it was a throwback?
Yeah, it was like a 30.
throwback.
It was like a $30 game when it came out, something like that.
Throwback.
Yeah, I loved it. So those of you that are still looking for the Battlefield games, obviously you can still play Battlefield Portal on Battlefield 2042, but Bad Company 1 and 2 and 1943. Now you'll still be able to play the single player campaigns on Battlefield's Bad Company 1 and 2, but Battlefield 1943, dead in the water. You won't be able to do anything with that. So, speaking of, actually, you know what? I should save this story. Now we'll do this story because I don't really want to talk about it long. So, next story I want to talk about is, well, we got Redfall Game Update 3 releases. Okay, releases some notes, and I just want to kind of just discuss this, Sarge, because I still think this is funny, right? Because this game came out broke, buggy, unfinished, and people say, oh, I had fun, they want to defend it or whatnot. Here we are. What did it come out in May, I think? Did it come out in May? April, May? So we're like 5 months after the fact, and these are all the fixes they made, right? They fixed some weapons. They fixed two major things for AI, NPC type stuff. Four things for the NPCs. They fixed 6 things for gameplay. They fixed about 7 things for missions to be reworked and whatnot. They fixed 3 things for heroes. They fixed 3 things for the user interface. They fixed a bunch of stuff for accessibility. They fixed a bunch of stuff for audio. They fixed a bunch of stuff for performance and stability. And here's the best part. The one last line, the one sentence at the very bottom of this, it says, "We're continuing to develop our Hero Pass, and we're excited to share more about our Redfall's new heroes and other updates later this year." And what I find hilarious about this is that this is part of the, I think it was called the Bite Back Edition, or as we call it, the Bite Me Edition, where this stuff was supposed to be out now. The first people paid $120, I think it was, $125, maybe even more, for this edition, and yet the game was broke, buggy, unfinished. So the video game industry punishes yet again the most important people in their people that want to buy the game. And not only do they buy the game, they buy the biggest edition for the game. And yet those people that give the most money are punished the worst because they have to wait 6, 12, 18 months. Is Sarge still with us? He's still trying to buy the thing. 18 months for the game to get fixed, right? And I think it's ridiculous, right? Because regardless if it's Redfall or regardless if it's Cyberpunk 2077, right? Or if it's Battlefield 2042, or if it's Fallout 76, or if it's Payday 3, or insert game here in 2023 where games come out broke, buggy, unfinished, and because the game was broke, buggy, unfinished at launch, they had to make all these fixes. And because they're working on fixes, they can't actually work on the game, future content that they were supposed to promise people that pay the $120 for the season pass, for the Bite Back Edition or whatnot, right? We saw this problem with Marvel's Avengers. Now, Marvel's Avengers had a problem because when the game came out, it had massive issues. Like, game was crashing and they had to fix the game. Because they had to fix the game, well, they weren't getting the content that was supposed to be out, and everything was supposed to be free when it comes out. Well, because the game was broke, they started falling behind. And you know, once you're in the weeds, man, it's hard to get out of the weeds. Okay, you just have to wait for the whole night to close down before you reset tomorrow. You're like, all right, let's work better tomorrow so we don't get it. You don't get that when you have a live service game, right? You can't shut down because the game is live service. So here we are, Redfall, live service game, doesn't have a complete game when it comes out. Now they're in the weeds trying to fix the game to get to the point where it's passable, people are enjoying it, and yet the people that paid the most money have to wait even longer now to get the new heroes and whatnot that they paid for ahead of time. What do you think about this, Sarge?
I'm not giving them a minute of my time. I don't support anything about a game that comes out in the state that game came out in. I don't care what crybaby developers didn't want to do it. I don't care about what Microsoft had to say about it. From top to bottom, everybody fucked up that game. They could have just waited and done it the correct way. But instead, the rule is put it out, we'll fix it later. And because that's an actual thing that can happen, nobody cares about the release date of a game. So I don't care about your company. I'm not giving you any money. I'm not giving you my time. I'm not talking about your game.
Right?
Done. It's that simple. Gamers could fix the industry in 1 year. 1 year, we could fix it all by not buying shit and not listening to shit and not retweeting shit and just let the game die on the vine. Hey, this game came out. Don't care. Dead. Right? And let's see how many dead games they have before they realize, oh, maybe we should make something bad. Maybe we should get something better.
Right. Reese says, I'm not surprised they're still working on it. Figure that they just kill the game and pay refunds. No, this is a game that needs to be, this is one of those live service games, right? This is one of those games, Reese, they want that is just one of those games that's a live service game on Game Pass. Right? This is the same type of thing that Sony's trying to get. Sony's trying to make games where you keep coming back on the PlayStation Plus, I would assume, because they have to be free to play or whatnot, right? Or if they're even small price to pay, they want you to keep coming back. So that's what one of these games is. So Redfall, still moving ahead. A game that's actually live service, I guess you can say, or I don't know. Would you consider this a live service game or just more DLC coming out? PowerWash Simulator has another DLC coming out. PowerWash Simulator Back to the Future came out today, I believe. So what they added here, Sarge, you can power wash the DeLorean now. You can power wash the clock tower. You can power wash the inside of the clock tower. You can power wash the actual movie theater inside the town from Back to the Future 2 with Jaws 19 on it. And you can also do Doc's Time Machine with the train in this. So this comes out, I think it came out today, and it's $7.99. So if you're a Power Wash Simulator fan, this is more DLC for you, out and you can play it. So I like stuff like this. They did SpongeBob SquarePants. They did something with Final Fantasy. They also did Tomb Raider. I think some of those were free that you could just add to. And then there's like SpongeBob, I think cost $8, and I think this one cost. I know this one cost $8. So I think this is another cool thing. Now, would you consider this? Let me say this is. We'll mute it so we don't hear it. Would you consider this a live service game?
PowerWash Simulator?
Yeah.
No.
They come out with content all the time.
Don't care. Not a live service.
Sarge
Just because you release something doesn't make it a live service.
Well, that's my question. And
I don't think stainless steel can be handled with normal pressure washing things. I think it's dangerous for the car. I don't think you should do it. But
power wash, it could blow the flux
could damage
capacitor.
The car.
Yeah,
yep.
Flux capacitor.
It damage the car. I mean, listen.
I'm listening. Sarge froze. There he's back. He's back. Yeah. That was the greatest frozen face ever. All right, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah. I'm.
Nope.
I'm sure the internet's getting ready to dump.
Yeah, your internet's shitting on itself right now.
Yep.
Wait till you have something important to say, and then it'll pause on you. Yep, there it goes. You're frozen. Hey, I'll tell you what. Here, I'll let you. There you go. Now, just you can't. Oh, that's great.
My internet was fine.
Amazing.
My internet was fine for forever. Now all of a sudden it's just taking a dump.
All right, go ahead. What were you saying?
The premise behind PowerWash Simulator is a positive one because it teaches people to clean. right? I know it sounds stupid, right? But some people just don't, right? And it makes cleaning fun, right? So they put in all these little things and fun things that you remember when you were younger, and you want to clean those. Like, I get it, right? Instead of making a game that says clean your fucking room, they do a cool thing like PowerWash Simulator, but they still instill the good habits of wanting to have just exist in a clean space, right? It's completely fine, right? But calling it a live service is just ridiculous, right? You made a game and you're releasing some content every once in a while to keep people blind. Again, do I have to buy the content, right? Do I buy the DeLorean thing? Do I buy that? Do I give them $10 and I get to wash the DeLorean? Is that how it works? Or do they just send it to me? What is it?
What do you mean?
Do I get to automatically, just because I own the game, do I automatically download the DeLorean in the town and I get to power wash it, or do I have to pay for it?
No, it's $7.99. It's $8 DLC.
Call it DLC.
Well, it is DLC. I was just asking if you think
service.
it's live service because they keep adding more stuff to it.
Yeah, DLC. Have a nice day. Live service, before you guys abuse the word live service is MMO. That's live service.
Yeah, there's a couple things. I mean, even like Marvel's Avengers is a live service, and what they're doing for Suicide Squad, that'll be live service as well. Well, it's free to play. Well, not free to play. All the DLC that they're adding is free. They're not charging for it.
They called it live service because they couldn't sell it as a DLC.
Well, they're giving it to you, right? Sort of like what World of Warcraft does for events and stuff like that. But they also
bad, Travis.
But then they also have the DLCs.
Listen, just because you say live service doesn't mean it's live service. You could just use whatever vocabulary words you want. Listen, if we're going to start using verbiage in the gaming industry, I can say whatever I want because apparently none of it matters because they can say anything that they want and it doesn't mean anything. That's been proven time and time again. Release dates, games finished, games not finished, what you call it, live service, not an MMO, is an MMO. Like, you just change the words whenever you feel like it, whenever it fits the bill. Otherwise, is your game done?
Yeah.
That's my question, right? PowerWash is a great game.
I like it.
It's lethargic. People just kind of hang out, just kind of decompress. Maybe you need motivation to clean your own house, and you can't do it. So you play this, and you see what a refreshing thing it is to clean something, and the satisfaction that you made something better for yourself, right? And then maybe you clean your own house.
I honestly think it's literally just You ever watch those? I don't know if it would be considered AMSR. Is that what it is, right? AMSR. Where you ever watch where like someone squeezes like a Play-Doh and it comes through the fingers, or they pressure wash rugs, or they cut the grass. Like, there's a whole bunch of channels on YouTube of just people cutting grass and showing the before and after, right? There's something it's been proven in our heads of like satisfaction of like when you see something. That's what this game does. You playing and just cleaning it off with the power wash, just like in real life when you do power wash, right? There's that satisfaction of like, this is getting clean. And when you play the game, it seems stupid, but yet when you play it, you're like, this is kind of relaxing. This is actually quite good.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. But just like I know not a lot of people do this, but if you talk to certain people, they'll say to you that they like doing laundry because it's cathartic. It's cathartic.
Right.
They like to do it. It calms them or whatever, or they like cleaning their house because it's cathartic. Like, there's some people that are like that. So this is a game that instills those type of actions into people that may not otherwise have it, or people who like that kind of thing, who actually play the game and think that this is cool too because I do this in my real life. Now they have a game that does the stuff I do in my real life, right? That's how you look at it.
Right.
I think there should be more games, honestly. And I know it's going to sound stupid, but I think there should be an entire series of games like Power Wash, but in all aspects of life, like clean your house,
like glass washer,
clean your house,
vacuum
do chores,
simulator,
balance your budget, like all kinds of stuff that apparently nobody's teaching in school. So have a game that actually teaches it, so at least they're learning something.
You're a cleaning person in a hotel chain, and all you do is make beds, and you got to clean hotel rooms. Hotel clean room simulator. Get on it. Get on it, internet.
I'll tell you what they should do, right? And this it would be a great series. You know what? I'm not going to say it because someone's going to steal it and make millions. I'll just stay quiet.
All right, stay quiet. All right.
I'll tell you after the show.
All right. Remember it.
I'll remember it.
Okay. Next story. Nvidia is offering a limited time Ultimate Bundle that includes both Xbox PC Game Pass and GeForce Now. So Nvidia is celebrating Christmas holiday season much earlier than expected, announcing a plethora of exciting news in the cloud gaming subscription service. Now, GeForce Now, first off, Nvidia is offering a new membership deal where anyone who signs up for 6 months of GeForce Now Ultimate membership fee will also get free access to Xbox PC Game Pass for 3 months. Right, the second announcement for GeForce Now will be receiving a major update that will allow you to sync with the subscribers of Xbox PC account and Ubisoft Plus subscriptions. And how it works is that once your user has connected their accounts to GeForce Now app, all their support games will be integrated with GeForce Now's library and save the user's login details for future gaming sessions. So there you go. So they're having a big, huge, I guess, conglomerate thing that they're doing where you can play PC Game Pass with Ubisoft Plus with GeForce Now if you sign up for 6 months. So anyone that's interested in that, you want to try it out for the holidays, there you go. Not associated with it in any way, shape, or form. Just saw the news story. Figured that some of you guys would be interested in that. I talked about this next story, Sarge, where earlier today I talked about how video game industry talks about how game sales. This game sold this many, but they don't actually tell you the actual numbers, right? We all have to like meal piece it together because based on what the actual company wants to tell you when they release it, right?
It's called controlling the narrative.
Yeah. So they put out a statement, and this is me not shitting, like I said this morning, this is me not shitting on Spider-Man. That's not what the conversation's about, okay? The conversation is about the numbers that they tell you, but yet they forget what they said before, okay? So the first conversation is Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the best-selling game in the U.S. last month. Congratulations, right? PlayStation 5 remained the top console. And then the second line right here, it says Marvel Spider-Man 2 takes the top slot last month. Isn't surprising. It's the fastest-selling PlayStation Studio game ever and sold through 5 million copies in just 11 days. Now, this morning I talked about this, and I said, all right, well, let's put a pin in that, right? 5 million in just 11 days, the fastest PlayStation Studio game ever. God of War, 11 million units in the first 10 weeks after November 22nd release. God of War Ragnarok sold more than 11 million units worldwide. The action-adventure game is followed up to much alluded from God of War 2018 and sold more than 5.1 million units during the first week in November of 2022. Now, the last time I checked, Sarge, a week is shorter than 11 days. Am I correct? 7 days is a week.
That's only because we don't use the metric system.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. So 7 days at 5.1 million, okay, in a week compared to the fastest PlayStation Studio game ever that sold through 5 million copies in just 11 days, right? So which one is it? Is it the fastest selling PlayStation Studio game or is it the second fastest, right? This is what I hate. And then we scroll down here, okay? And we scroll down.
That's because Goldfish Brain and Time are...
Well, no one looks into this stuff. Only me, because I have time on my hands. Right? So here are the top 10 best-selling games of 2023. Now, I did this morning. If you missed it this morning, I'm going to do it for you right here, right now, okay? For what we know, and I did the research because they don't do the research, okay? Hogwarts Legacy right now is the number one selling game. That's what everyone tells us. Number one selling game with the most copies sold.
But they don't tell you.
But they don't tell us. It's the most,
okay.
But they don't tell us, right?
Right.
What we do know, the last time they told us, was it sold 15 million units, and that was when it just came out for the current gen, which was PlayStation 5,
so
Xbox Series S, and X.
Not the backwards compatibility.
Not the backwards. That wasn't out yet. They had the 15 million out before. They never told us those sales after with the last gen or now the Switch.
So
Switch came out yesterday or 2 days ago. You're frozen again, Sarge.
Let's just say assumed 15 million. Go ahead.
Okay. Zelda in the number 2 spot. Now remember that number, chat. 15 million for Hogwarts Legacy, number 1 spot. 15.
Assumed, not
15.
fact. Yep.
Zelda on record sold 19.5 million. Now 19 in my book is higher than 15, but Hogwarts is number 1, right? And Zelda's number 2.
So already somebody's lying,
right? Okay,
right
now
or the positions on the paper are meaningless.
Right. Okay. Sarge, do you have anything else running in your background on your computer?
So let's keep going.
Hold on.
No.
Do you have anything running whatsoever?
No.
Is there anybody else in the house running anything on the internet right now?
Probably yes.
I would kindly ask them to stop doing what they're doing so it doesn't take up the bandwidth, because you're losing it every time you speak. Yeah. Okay. So in the third position is Madden. Okay, Madden NFL 24. Okay, we don't know the sales numbers of that. The only thing that you can find about Madden is it says every year for the last 20 years or 14 years, it's number one in that month. Okay, when it comes out, which is August. Okay, Spider-Man, which we know is 5 million copies, right? Which is in the fourth position, ahead of Diablo, which we know sold 10 million copies, right? Okay. So Spider-Man, 5 million copies, 4. Diablo sold 10 million copies, 5.
Okay.
What's happening? Yep. What's happening?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what's happening. Somebody in the news world just took this top 10 list of games, not put them in the order for top 10 selling games, and they just stuck them on there.
It says
that's
what the top 10 best-selling games of 2023. It continues because Call of Duty last year, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 sold 8 million copies, okay, which I think is a little low if I'm not mistaken, and that was last year when it came out, okay. Jedi Survivor, all we can find that it sold 1 million copies, but I think it sold 3 million copies. Mortal Kombat, which sold 3 million copies, is below Jedi Survivor. And Starfield, which they say sold 10 million copies, and 17 million people are playing it, but 10 million people bought it, and that's sitting at number 9. And then we have Resident Evil 4 Remake sitting at 5.4 million. And then we all, we have Mario Wonder that sold 4.3 million, which would be on that list somewhere between Mortal Kombat, Jedi Survivor, and whatnot, but it's not even on the list at 4.3 million, even though it's higher than 1, higher than 3. But I don't get it, right? I don't get it. These charts, these articles, all of this stuff, you can't take anything that they say
zero
with any credibility whatsoever, right? All it is for is a talking point for people on Twitter just to say, my game sold better than your game.
But that's the problem. See, the issue that we're having, and it's across the board, is a journalist is supposed to tell you who, what, why, where, how, and then shut the fuck up, right? That's your job. We figure out what we feel about it. You tell me the facts, and then we move on. This kind of shit goes on all day long, 24/7, depending on how they want to spin it and who needs to be on the front page to sell more games. I'm done listening to it, bro. They're not credible anymore. They're just not, right? If you care about your game and you brag about it, that's number one selling game, then give me the numbers. If I'm a shareholder, I want to know. If I'm investing in your company, I want to know. So eventually the numbers are actually out there. Maybe we'll find out in the fourth quarter. Right? Fourth quarter numbers will come out and we'll find out what was sold, right? But you have to have the numbers. Right. You can't tell me that you're a business, there's shareholders involved, but you don't know how many of the games you sold because we don't want to ruin the narrative that we have currently. Like, then just shut up, right? Or tell the truth. Right. And just deal with it.
Right.
Right? If you're the number one selling game, it's easy for me to paint the frame. I can frame the house really simple. I can say it was the number one selling game on Thursday, or it was the fastest selling game this month, but you can leave out that words this month and the game where it doesn't fit what you're trying to say. So just like the best example is the TV commercials for movies. When every time they say number one movie in America.
Yeah, number one movie in America.
They constantly say it, no matter what movie it is. If they're trying to push it, it's the number one movie in America.
Because no other movie came out that week.
That's correct.
Right.
Because no other movie has a chance in hell of competing with it. So it's the number one movie. So they have it. So it's I forget what the proper term is to say it's a lie with circumstance. I can't remember what the actual word is. It'll come to me. Right. But that's what it is. Right. So in video games, if you're going to put an article out bragging about how fast you sold your game, then tell me how many games are sold.
Yeah.
Right. And if I'm supposed to take it at face value, and I compare your God of War article with your Spider-Man article, then somebody's lying.
Yeah.
Right? Right? If I take both at face value, then either someone doesn't understand math in journalism or one of you is lying. So which is it?
Well, they're both. When God of War came out, they said that this was the fastest thing. Now they say this is the fastest, but this sold in a week and this sold in 11 days. So they can just say, well, it sold the most. It's the fastest selling Spider-Man game in 11 days, right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a lie.
That's correct. It's the fastest selling Spider-Man game in 11 days because there aren't any other Spider-Man games. So immediately it wins.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So I don't know. I hate when stuff like this happens, but I just like to point that out because a lot of people just look at it as face value, and a lot of people, the industry uses it just like the movies. Most people don't care if a movie is good or bad. I don't want to say some, majority of the regular population, the normies, I guess you want to call them, they're like, hey, should we go see this movie? Well, I heard this movie's #1 at the box office, right? And they're like, oh, it must be good. And then they go see it, right? And that's the same way that these things, well, I heard this sold really well, right? I heard it sold 5 million copies in this week. Oh, well, it must be a good game. And this is what they do for certain stuff like this. But it's just idiotic when you say ever. This is the fastest selling game for PlayStation Studio ever. And then the article that you wrote last year was, this was the fastest ever in a week, and this is the fastest ever in 11 days. But it's like, okay.
But see, the issue is they know that news cycles go so quick and people's brains are so small and the goldfish effect takes all over immediately that they can say whatever they want and then just pick up the pieces 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later and say, well, this is how many copies were sold, because nobody's going to go back and say, that's not what you said before.
Right.
Right? That's the issue.
I will.
That's the issue.
I will.
So if I put both those articles next to each other, which one's true? Did God of War sell that many copies?
God of War did sell that many, yes.
And if it did, then Spider-Man's not #1.
Correct.
Because God of War did it quicker.
Right.
So if somebody didn't even do the most basic research of an article that was written that's supposed to be fact, and then you counter it with something else that is supposed to be fact, then one of you is lying.
Yeah.
Right? Which puts credibility at an issue.
Yeah, it just throws it out the window. Right? Just throws it out the window. Speaking of credibility, right? It's 9 o'clock. Let's go into the next story, which is the Video Game Awards. Okay? The Video Game Awards had their nominations, right? And I don't want to talk about the whole thing. It's the nominations. It is what it is. If you like the Video Game Awards, cool, right? You probably also like the articles I just read to you where it says Spider-Man was the fastest selling game in ever in the history of PlayStation, but yet it's not. Okay? I applaud Jeff Keighley for making an event that's becoming super popular and becoming the one-all, be-all of video games, but it has no merit whatsoever. Nothing. And this year, every year, you can go back and watch every year that we've covered it. I always say the exact same thing. This year is glaringly worse than any other year that they've ever done. Okay? So much so, right? Game of the year on this list. I have no problem, no issue with any of these games on this list. I have no problem that Starfield's not on this list. I have no problem that Hogwarts Legacy is on this list. I have a problem with Resident Evil 4 Remake on this list. Okay? Resident Evil 4 in 2005 was Game of the Year. It won, I believe, Game of the Year in 2005. Okay? Here it is, all these years later, back in the category for Best Game of the Year as a remake. Okay? And it's a joke. Okay? And especially if this was another year where we didn't have enough games to pick from and you wanted to throw it in, cool. Okay? But to say that this game is better than the other games that came out this year for the first time as a brand new IP, glaring problem. Okay? So that's my first issue. Okay? My second issue is this fucking thing. This gets me really going. Okay? Because this is not the stupidest thing in this Game Awards. This is the second stupidest thing in the Game Awards. Okay, I'll show you the stupidest thing in the Game Awards after this, right? But what does this category say? Best ongoing, right? So first thing that comes to your mind, Sarge, what's the best ongoing games?
Well, define ongoing is #1 question.
Path of Exile.
All games could be ongoing. All games.
Well,
if you haven't released a DLC yet, or you got some content that's about to release, it's an ongoing game, right?
right? Halo,
Right? It's ongoing.
Path of Exile,
So the verbiage already
Warframe.
the verbiage is already broken. Keep going. The verbiage is broke.
It says award to a game for outstanding development for ongoing content that involves the player's experience over time. Okay? Cyberpunk 2077 is on this list. Okay? It's a single-player game. Okay? It's a single-player game. It was broke, buggy, unfinished. It got taken down off the PlayStation Store because it was broke, buggy, unfinished. Okay? They worked on it for 3 years. They put a patch out 2.0 3 years later to fix all the stuff that they told you was going to be in the game that wasn't in the game for the last 3 years. They fixed it, and now everyone's like, greatest game ever created. Fantastic. It's not an ongoing game, and it shouldn't be counted as an ongoing game because if I purposely break something and then fix it over 3 years to make it to the point where I told you what it was going to be like 3 years ago, then that's not an ongoing game. That's a broke fucking game that you fixed, right? And now you have DLC. But if you notice, the DLC is not up for... It's the game itself. Cyberpunk 2077, okay, is up for game ongoing year, okay?
That's an oopsie.
That's the second problem that I have.
That's an oopsie.
The worst case of this, everyone's going to think, oh, it's the Hogwarts nomination not being it. No. It's this one right here. Okay? Not that anyone gives two shits about esports coaches, okay? But there's 5 coaches that got nominated, okay? And yet, XTQZZZ, okay, did not coach this year.
That's correct.
He called himself out and said, I'm up for, and yet I didn't coach, right?
Which means zero credibility.
Credibility.
The people who are picking
out the fucking window. Right,
doesn't matter.
Out the fucking window.
They decided to pick whoever they felt like picking.
Okay.
Because I guarantee you the people who got picked are like, I didn't even know I got picked. I didn't even know. Right? Because the guy who didn't coach got picked, which means they don't care who's coaching. Yeah. They're just picking people.
Here's the category, right? Best esports coach. The esports coach judged to be the most outstanding performer in conduct in 2023. He didn't coach this year.
It's awesome.
But he's nominated.
I hope he wins. I hope he wins.
Right?
Because if he wins, it blows the door off the hinges. If he wins, it blows. They don't care. It's a dog and pony show. That's all this is.
It's so ridiculous, right? So, for me personally, right, you could like the show, but I watch the show like I watch the Super Bowl when my team's not in the Super Bowl, right? I don't watch the Super Bowl for the game. I watch the Super Bowl for commercials. Okay, the reason
for America,
for the reason that people watch this video game award show is not to see who wins or loses. Okay, it's to see what games are going to be shown and trailers and news about the games.
It's a giant. The award show is secondary.
Is the commercial? That's right.
The show itself
is a commercial for the games.
Commercial for the games. That is correct.
Yeah, it's the filler in between. Show me next trailer. Right.
Yep. It's actually inversed. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Once again, if that's the way it wants to be, that's fine. But we don't need an award show for that. Right. I want to see if it's so official, I want to see the criteria you use to pick the games. I want to see the criteria you use, and I want to see it documented, and I want the folder online that I can read it. I want to see what the criteria is. Because if there's not a criteria and you guys are just sitting in the room thinking up shit and like, hey, who are we going to pick this year? Like, there's no credibility. Like, that's how it works.
The credibility of the esports coach, I feel like the people sat in a room and said, we need 5 people. Well, I know this guy. All right, let's put him in. We just need a 5th person. And they didn't do any kind of research whatsoever.
Zero research.
Zero. Meaning credibility is out the fucking window. Now, here's another thing. Now, this is personal. This is not... I think it's uncredible anyway because I made a point about Hogwarts Legacy.
Make sure you specify that because people might hear incredible. It's uncredible.
Uncredible. Yeah, yes. Uncredible. Okay. Yes. I made a thing about Hogwarts Legacy saying that Hogwarts Legacy should have been nominated for at least 2 categories in my opinion. Art direction and music and score. Okay. I have people already kicking back to me going, no, it's a piece of shit game. Obviously, it sold 15 million copies, which is fine. It doesn't have to be a good game to sell a lot of copies. Call of Duty sells that, and Madden sells that every year. But It's a popular game, art direction, and I'm not asking for any wins. I'm just asking that the game got nominated for art direction and score and music. And someone's like, well, Video Game Awards didn't think it was a piece of shit. And I went, all right, cool. So you're telling me that the Grammys, right? Because in the movie realm, the Oscars is the one all be all of like, if you're an actor or director, if you work in the film industry, that's the thing you're going for in your career. That's the Super Bowl trophy for athletes in football, right? That's for acting, okay? The Grammys is that award for people in the music industry, okay?
Yeah.
These are credible things. Maybe they're not as credible anymore, but this is like the one all be all. Like, if you're going to win anything, right? If I win a Grammy, that shit's going on my mantle behind me and to show people that I won a Grammy. If I win a video game award, it's holding up the door to my room because the door keeps closing because it's on a hill type of thing, right? Like you're not using the game award to do something, right? So the Grammys nominated Hogwarts Legacy, okay? Nominated it for a Grammy for score and music. And yet people come in and go, well, the Hogwarts soundtrack was garbage. And did any of these other games in that category get nominated for a Grammy along with Hogwarts Legacy? No? Okay. I don't know if it'll happen. I hope that Hogwarts Legacy wins the Grammy and gives two shits about the actual video game award show. Okay. Because it's laughable to me that the Grammys acknowledge it as a really good score just to nominate it. Okay. And yet the video game award show said, yeah, no, it's not good enough to make this list. Right? But we all know that's false, right? We all know the reason why Hogwarts Legacy didn't get nominated, and it wasn't because the game was crap or because the music or soundtrack was terrible. It was because of the drama that surrounded Hogwarts Legacy in the very beginning while people didn't want to play it or boycott it, all because J.K. Rowling said there's only two genders. That's what she said. She said that on Twitter, which is also facts. Okay, and she got shit on for that thing, and yet the game gets shit on because of the author who had nothing to do with the game, right? Has nothing to do with the Harry Potter, like, actual main story. It takes place 100 years before.
Built by association.
Right, and it doesn't get nominated because what surrounds the game. They didn't want to nominate it, and again, I'm saying this for my own. I'm not saying this is confirmed, but this is what I believe. They don't want to nominate it because if it's not nominated, then they won't kind of get any buzz around it to people boycotting and doing all this other shit. Well, because you nominated this game, I'm not going to watch the video game award show.
Well, also, I mean, there's not really a legal leg to stand on, but you not being nominated also affects the game sales for the holiday season, even though the game came out this year. But I look at it as a wave of people that'll never see the game advertised again because it already had its day in the sun.
Right.
And then it doesn't get the holiday push like it did because it came out after the holidays, right? It came out in February, right? Was it February?
February, yeah.
Right. So it's after Christmas, game comes out, and now, like, once again, everybody's not like us. Everybody doesn't get games immediately. Sometimes kids get games for their birthdays or Christmases, right? And if you're a Harry Potter fan, maybe you didn't get the game right away. Maybe you're going to get the game for Christmas this year, right? Because a year for them is like a long time. A year for us is like a blink of an eye now.
Right.
But like you waited all year to get Hogwarts because mom and dad finally got it for me for Christmas or for my birthday, right? Whatever, right? But it doesn't get the recognition that it deserved because it's supposed to be hush hush. So now the game just falls by the wayside, right?
Well,
meanwhile, the game allegedly sold over 15 million copies, which I think is pretty good for a standalone game.
Yeah,
right?
Single player game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. 15 million copies is a lot of games.
So Mo brings up something in chat. He says, I think the real devs care about the DICE awards, just saying. Yeah, I talked about this earlier today, right? The BAFTA and the DICE awards are actually people that vote amongst their peers inside the industry. That's how the Academy does it. That's how the Grammys do it. Okay? People with inside the production itself, like the world of music and the world of film nominate and vote for their peers, right? If I could talk about the film aspect part of it, right? In the past, that used to take place in a banquet hall. and people in the industry it wasn't televised. It wasn't televised. It was happening for
That's correct.
for dozens and dozens of years, okay, before it got televised. And it was just people that were in the industry acknowledging other people in the industry, going, "Hey, you did a really good thing this year. We acknowledge you as the best this year of our field." Right?
I mean, if we're gonna televise something, how about the Woodies? I'd rather watch the Woodies.
Right? So that's what they did. So now the DICE Awards is done the exact same way. The DICE Awards and BAFTA Awards are exactly done the exact same way, where the people, publishers, developers, designers inside the space of video games vote nominate and vote on their fellow developers and publishers inside the studio themselves, or inside the industry itself, and then they pick the winners themselves. Now, it would be very interesting to see, because both the Golden Joysticks didn't nominate anybody in Hogwarts, and now the Video Game Awards didn't nominate anybody in the awards. But if BAFTA and DICE do nominate, and then actually it gets nominated, we're not asking for wins. At least we know that the actual people that actually have actual respect, where developers actually care about the BAFTAs and DICE Awards, actually have the balls to actually do something, because they don't want to get boycotted by 1.5% of whatever. Okay, so I think it's a little bullshit that Hogwarts Legacy didn't get nominated for those two things. And again, not asking for wins, just asking to acknowledge that the game, especially since there's, out of all these games this year, right, there's certain things in certain categories that shouldn't be there, and it's glaring big time this year because of what's happening. So I don't know if I could take the Video Game Awards show. I mean, I didn't take it seriously before, but I'm definitely not going to take it seriously anytime soon.
I mean, people don't understand what credibility actually means when you start taking this, like how this is presented. So if we only care about the games that we supposedly care about and not about what the actual merit of the work is, then regardless of who you have out the awards to, I don't care. Like, you're meaningless now. You're dictating who's supposed to win now. As far as I can tell, by that alone, and by the fact that you pick someone that didn't even do the job that you're giving the award for, you're basically deciding who wins. You're deciding who gets the award, and pretty much we can write it off. Like, right. The vote doesn't really matter. They already know who's going to win.
Right.
Like, as far as I can tell, it's not a vote process anymore, because, like, I only ask for that coach to be nominated to win, just so we can get out in the open.
I would love
just so another news team will say, "Hey, can we ask a question? Why did he get an award? He didn't work this year." Like, that question needs to be said. Like, that's the kind of thing that a journalist is supposed to do. You guys got your ass up. You guys got your head up your ass. How did he win? He didn't work.
Then the categories themselves are kind of stupid, because Baldur's Gate 3 is up for. Let me bring back the Video Game Award thing, right? So. The best RPG, right? The best RPG, or is it best RPG? So it's stupid the way they do the rewards, because if you look at all the games that are nominated for best RPG, which is Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield, okay? No game could beat Baldur's Gate 3 in this category by automatic, because you can't beat Baldur's Gate 3 as best RPG and then Baldur's Gate wins Game of the Year. Right? If it's not even the best RPG of the year, then how can it win best game of the year? Now, I looked into this, and none of these games in this list here of its competitors in RPG are not in the list for game of the year. Okay? So if you go back to the best game of the year, there's no other game in here that matches the best RPG. You see what I'm saying here? So now,
I got it.
Baldur's Gate 3 can get beat in the RPG category, because it gets beat in the RPG category doesn't mean it's going to lose best game of the year, because those other games that are not in the best RPG are not nominated for best game of the year. You see what's happening here?
It's just bizarro world. It's just how it is now. It's sad that it's come to this. That you want me to be excited about something that doesn't matter. It's like giving out like a 14th place trophy in like a little league game. Like, I don't care. Like, no one cares, right? First, second, third, right? And a lot of times it should be first. Better luck next year.
Yeah.
Right. The whole purpose. And once again, this says a lot of things, but we can't get into it on a gaming show or gaming talk. But the fact that you don't keep score, you don't value merit, you don't publicize people that do jobs that are well, it basically stifles people that actually want to do well because they know that they're not going to be recognized for it. Why try, right? And if we had an entire group of people who say, I don't care about trying, how does that look when you get older and you have jobs of your own if you don't care about trying? Like,
Right.
Everything matters at some point, on some level, right? I know it's stupid. It's just a fucking video game show. But how you're treating the people in that space basically reflects on how you treat people normally. Like, and why would you treat people like that? Why would you offer an award for something that you don't care about, and you don't care about the people who are actually doing the work for the award?
Right.
Right? What kind of precedent does that set?
I would like to see, and Water kind of jokingly said it in chat, I would like to see, I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to lose Game of the Year. I think it's Game of the Year locked in, right? But I think I would like to see Resident Evil 4 Remake win, and only for the reason because I would like everyone to learn a lesson. Because if Resident Evil 4 wins Game of the Year,
that's a joke.
The remake, not only is it a joke, but that sends a huge spotlight up to the industry going, oh, a remake made Game of the Year. Well, why don't we just do remakes? Why do we have to put out anything new? Okay. Because if they put Baldur's Gate 3 out there and it wins, they're like, that's a new standard. Well, the new standard for Resident Evil 4 is it's a remake, and we could just pump out remakes all day long. So if it wins, start getting that spoon because you're going to be eating remakes for the next 5 to 6 years of everything. Skyrim remake, Spider-Man remastered remake, right? You're gonna get the same exact games you've already been playing multiple times just so they can sell it to you.
I don't really like Baldur's Gate 3 anyway because I wasn't really into the bestiality stuff. I don't think that should be appropriate. So I don't think that should be a game winner because of bestiality. I don't think that should be in there. So if we're gonna put a fork. If we're going to start putting flags on the ground about what J.K. Rowling said, then I had to put a flag on the ground for bestiality in BG3.
Video Game Awards likes bestiality. Confirmed. Jeff Keighley likes fucking bears.
Like, I don't... It's supposed to, but this is why there's a criteria. This is why there's a line set. What are we giving this award for? Best in this. Best in this. Who did the best in this category, that category, and then we go down the list. I'm sure there are games out there that belong on this list, that there are games on there right now that have no business being on that list at all.
I think for the most part, in my eyes, the stuff that's wrong outweighs the stuff that they got right. And there's a lot of games I think great nominations, great stuff, but then you look at stuff and go, you just gypped another game out of a spot because you put a remake in there. You just gypped a spot out of an ongoing game for a game that's not ongoing.
And by the way, what they did for Harry Potter, first time out of the gate, I had wished that someone back in the day did that for Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Well, to talk about the Avalanche Studio and Portkey Games, they've never made a game like that before. Like, that's what correct. They worked on before was a lot of Disney IPs. Okay, and then they came out of the gate and this is the largest game they've ever created, and they hit a freaking home run with it, right? And again, I'm not a Potterhead, and I was very impressed by the game. But, it is what it is. So, congratulations to the nominees. It looks really good that you got in there, and you're going up against the esports coach that didn't coach this year.
Didn't work.
Yeah, good luck. Didn't work. Good luck to you. What else we got here today? We got... This is funny. Speaking of microtransactions, okay, this headline, I want to read a little of the story because I didn't read it yet, but this one headline says a whole lot, okay? One World of Warcraft mount allegedly made Blizzard more money than StarCraft 2. Okay, one mount.
I don't think they finished the sentence.
Okay, one mount in the game. So let's read on, shall we? Though StarCraft 2 was widely popular in the heyday, former Blizzard developer Jason Hall claimed that a single World of Warcraft store mount made more money by itself than Wings of Liberty did as a full game. The original StarCraft played as an import role of establishing the modern esports era, and sequel instantly became one of the most visible esports in the world at launch. Though Blizzard ended content development for StarCraft 2 in 2020, and the game still enjoys a dedicated community, premier tournaments, and a prize pool of $500,000. Now, with Blizzard addressing the possibility of a new StarCraft game, at BlizzCon 2023, the Microsoft acquisition has injected new life into the speculation of the community discussion, while the audience for the real-time strategy game may not be as strong as the other genres as presented by Baldur's Gate 3, has proven the brilliantly designated or designed title and transcended the niche genre to become a trendsetter. However, this is another aspect of the profitability of modern video game releases, and it's a topic that has seen a shortage of controversy is microtransactions and monetization model. So despite having a huge launch in 2010, StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty, was outperformed in revenue by a single World of Warcraft mount. In somewhat recent video by Jason Hall, the former Blizzard developer claimed that during the development of StarCraft 2, he worked on it for 2 years to overtime before bluntly stating that StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty made less money than the horse. Okay? That's insane. Now, obviously,
is it?
Well, I mean, World of Warcraft is out there and 129 million people that have tried or played or whatever World of Warcraft. So to say that one person or that one mount outsold the entire game, that is what everyone's going for.
How much is the mount?
It doesn't really matter. It could be
Sure
$1. Not really. I mean, I don't know what StarCraft sold. I mean, I guess I could look it up because back then I think they actually kept track. Let's see, StarCraft. Total game sales. Let's see. 11 million copies.
But StarCraft 11 million is worldwide, not America.
That's 11. Yeah,
it's played by everybody.
Yeah, StarCraft was made. Was StarCraft 1? Hold on, let me see what StarCraft 2 was. StarCraft 2 was 11 million. Let me see what StarCraft.
No, that's the one that counts.
StarCraft 2 sold 6 million. 6 million total copies. Okay,
yeah, see, much lower.
Right.
So back then the game was $60, right? It wasn't a $50 game. Was StarCraft 2 $50?
I think it was like $50. I think it was $50.
Was it 50?
I think it was 50.
Was it during that time? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It would be like $300 million, right? It's quick math. Let's see. StarCraft 2 cost how much? I think when it came out,
was it 6 million, right?
Yeah, 6 million. It says campaign collection, StarCraft 2, play for free, StarCraft 2 campaign collection.
So we'll call original 60 million.
Original price was $39.99, so it's $40.
$40.
Yeah. So that's $240 million. Right.
Selling amount's like $10. Yeah.
Yeah, $240 million, and the mount
doable. The mount had to be like $10. Right. The amount had to be $10. That sounds about right. Which is crazy.
Right. So that is what everyone's trying to do, right? They're trying to get...
Because you're not selling... But once again, you are not selling a game. You are selling a product that prints money. That's what you're selling, right? I'm trying to keep you inside of an entertainment product, and inside the entertainment product, you're going to give me more money than what the entertainment product actually you paid for. Like that we talked about it in the past. We said that gaming companies want the $100 game. We know they did. And instead of selling you a $100 game, they sell you a $70 game, and lo and behold, they are going to get an additional $30 out of you before you stop playing that game within the microtransactions. That's how they do it. Well, we know how this works. This is not surprise.
Speaking of the cosmetic, the next thing I want to talk about is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, right? So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm just going to call it Kill the Justice League from now on, right? So they showed a new video yesterday, a 20-minute long video and they went into what the story was, in depth with the story and in depth with somewhat of the gameplay that you're going to be doing. Okay, I said last year when we first saw the game, I said, I'm interested in what Rocksteady can do for the single-player aspect of the game, right? Rocksteady, to me, when they did Arkham series, they did 3 fantastic games. It's still one of my favorite games of all time. It's like series of all time because they just nailed Batman, okay? And then Spider-Man is doing that now for Marvel with Spider-Man. But they've been working on this game for 8 years. They came out, and I have no reason to think, and this is the same boat as like if you were a CD Projekt Red fan of Witcher and you were waiting for Cyberpunk, right? And you had no reason to doubt CD Projekt Red up until you did. And I'm in the same boat right now with Rocksteady. I have no reason to think that they can't do a story that I'm interested in, right? I don't really care about the live service aspect about this. We'll talk about that in a second, right? I'm just interested in the single player aspect of this. And I think the setting is perfect, right? I think it's really cool that you're the bad guys, okay, and that you're going up against the Justice League and you're killing the Justice League is what they say, right? Now, last year they said that you can't kill like Superman and Wonder Woman or Batman, but you can kill like Green Lantern and whatever. I think now you can kill everybody, but regardless, I don't know if that's true or not.
I'm sure they had to call people at DC to do this.
Are you okay? Are you okay with killing Superman? Right. So
they're okay with killing Superman a couple of times. I'm sure we could do it in a video game.
So I'm okay with them making this story, and I think the story single-player campaign is going to be fine. Now let's talk about the live service aspect, right? We just read the article about World of Warcraft making more money off a microtransaction than they did another complete game. So now this game is delayed 9-10 months, okay, by the time it comes out February 2nd. They're coming out. You have 4 characters to start with. You're in Metropolis, which is 2 times the size of Batman Arkham or Gotham City back from the other game. Okay, double the size. Lots of depth of, or I should say, verticality in the game. But where does this go? Because I'm going to compare it to another game real fast, right? A game that's successful, it's a live service game, it doesn't charge anything, it's free content all the time, is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky fits so many different categories here because it came out broke, buggy, unfinished, right? And then it fixed itself over a course of time, about 3 years in, and it made a better game. And now 7 years in, it's a fantastic game. You keep going, right? And they just keep selling. Hold on a second. They just keep selling copies of the game, and that's how they succeed because they're a small studio. Rocksteady, okay? Let me look up what Rocksteady size of the studio is. But Rocksteady has this game, and they have to make enough money because they have the DC tax, right? They have the DC tax. So they're making this game and they're putting it out there. 254 employees, okay? 254 employees. Let me see what Hello Games got. Hello Games, they have 26 employees. So they have 10 times the amount of employees that Hello Games does, okay? So 260 employees for Rocksteady, okay? And they're putting this game out there. Now, they said that everything for this game, okay, everything for this game is free. Okay, everything for this game is free. All the content, new heroes, new missions, new whatever, everything, new guns, everything is free for this game. And I'm like, oh, I heard that, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go again. Marvel's Avengers, here it is. Everyone's like, stop comparing it to Marvel's Avengers. I can't help it, right? I mean, that's exactly what they did. They put everything for free, and because the game came out broke, buggy, and unfinished, they were chasing their tail the entire time, trying to make the game good before they could continue making content for it. So this game gets delayed 10 months, okay? And I think this game didn't get delayed because it wasn't done, and I don't think they were polishing it. I think the 10 months that they took off, they wanted to do the same cycle they did for Hogwarts Legacy, where they could start promoting it in November, December, January, and launch it in February, see how that works out better, right? Because it sold 15 million copies for Harry Potter. They're going to get in a big awakening because Suicide Squad is not as big as Harry Potter, okay? But regardless of that, they are now working on this game for 10 months, and I think they're working on it because they want to make sure it's polished, okay, meaning good when it comes out, and the content, they said they have a year's worth of content ready to come out, okay? Now, 10 months.
You gotta bait the hook.
10 months out, game launches out of the gate. They got to keep pushing this content out. Season pass, right? They said the season pass, you're going to be able to earn everything for free, or you can do the premium or whatever. So I said, well, how are they going to make money off of this, man? If they live or die based on the content they put in this game, they need more villains. I haven't even seen the villains yet. I know Brainiac, and that's about it. And the Justice League. So you have 6 guys, right? Brainiac and the 5 Justice League heroes, right? And we don't even know if Wonder Woman, you have to fight her yet. So it might be 4 and then Brainiac. That's too little for a live service game, because we're talking, what do we do? After the first month of playing this game, I've leveled up all my characters or whatever. Now what am I doing? Now I wait for the season pass to come in. Now
you don't know what the grind fest is yet.
Exactly, right? So all the cosmetics, that's where they're making money from. They're not making money on the maps. They're not making money on the missions. They're not making money on none of that. So how do they make money? How do they keep this game going? They have to make sure it's working perfectly on the beginning so they can push out those battle passes and keep us entertained. Otherwise, it's DOA. Right? So what do? Microtransactions, it sells 10 times more than what the actual game sells.
Well, I'll use the Avengers example in the only aspect of remember how bad your guy looked unless you bought the cosmetic.
Right.
A lot of the things
make
that
a problem,
you got
sell the
free,
solution.
Right. A lot of the costumes that you got for free don't make them look cool. You sell the cool ones. That's basically how it works. You sell them for $5 a pop or $10 a pop. You know, if somebody's going to pick their favorite hero, they're going to find them. Right. I'll even say this. What if, and I don't even want to talk about evil shit like this. What if that a cosmetic that you buy in the game isn't for you? It's for the villains that you fight. So like when you fight Green Lantern, he's inside like a different suit from a comic book that you're fighting, but he's like that in your game.
That could be a thing inside the I just bit my tongue. That could be a thing inside the battle pass, right?
Right, and that sounds kind of weird though, right? But imagine you're a Green Lantern fan, and so you put him in the suit for issue 127 that he fought whatever guy.
That would be interesting.
That's the Green Lantern you want to fight. Like if you're a comic guy.
Do you know what I think they're going to do? This is how I think they subsidize the money to make it last at least for the year. Are you ready for this? Remember during the trial of Activision Blizzard when the leak came out and they showed that list of games that Microsoft was potentially going to pay big bucks for day and date?
Yep.
Well, and Suicide Squad was on that list.
On the list.
And it was on that list for $250 million.
So wait then. So then here's okay.
All right, $250 million.
So peep this then, bro. Because they were on that list, they'll wait until after the promotions.
Yep.
And see what the buzz is by the time we get to February. And if the buzz isn't big enough that they think it is, they'll cut a deal with Microsoft and Suicide Squad day and date.
I don't even think they do that. What they did with Starfield you knew was on Game Pass. You knew it was on Game Pass way before it came out to Game Pass, right? And everyone's like, we said it. Who's going to pay for it? And then 4 million people paid for it, right? That we know of, right? At least 4 million people paid for it, okay? Then the people that didn't pay for it might have paid the upgrade for $30 because they had Game Pass and they just paid the $30 just so they can get the 5 days early access and then they play the game, right? Well, there's an early access for this game, 3-day early access, okay? So if you pay $100, you can get the early access for it, okay? If they pay $250 million for that covers about 3.5 million copies sold, okay?
Yep.
Well, I would assume that business-wise, they're like, how many games do you think you're going to sell? Well, we think we're going to sell 3 million copies, 4 million copies. They're like, great, here's a check, $250 million. There's the upfront pay. You guys are good to go. There's the 3.5. Everything else is bonus on top of that. I think it will sell around 2 to 3 million copies, okay, regardless of how people think it's bad or not. I think there's enough people out there in the world that like Suicide Squads or like DC. I think 2 million people will buy that. So that gives them 5 to 6 million copies sold based on the 250 million that Xbox gives them for day one, day and date. Okay. Now, let's say we know it's on Game Pass. They're like, yeah, if you have Game Pass, it's coming to Game Pass. And if you pay $30 up front, you get the 3 days early access. You're paying $30 for the extra 3 days and you get to play the game, right? Covered. Now they have the 6 million copies sold, 5 to 6 million copies sold. They already have the 1 year in the pipeline that they worked on, and they could just do now the Game Pass. Now, you didn't charge. If you're a Game Pass person, you didn't pay 1 cent because you waited after the 3 days, and now you're just playing the game on Game Pass. So now the population's there playing the game. Okay? Now the season pass comes out, and you're going to throw $10 at them. You're going to throw, right? So now they got 6 million people playing the game. Maybe a percentage of them buy 1 season pass, right? If you go early, they give you a season pass. Okay, they give you 1 token for a season pass. That's what I think they're doing. I think that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because right now it's not on a good list, a lot of people don't like it because of the way it looks. I think they take the money from Xbox and they put it day and date on Xbox Game Pass next year in February. People will either not buy it and then play it on Xbox, or they'll pay the $30 to get it to 3-day early access even though they have Game Pass. And then the other people are going to buy the pre-orders to get the code, to get the skins and get whatnot, and it sells the 6 million copies it needs to sell.
That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty tight. Right
You follow me, chat? You follow me? You picking up what I'm putting down?
That would make the most financial sense because of the predicament that they're in, that they're unsure whether the game would sell or not.
Right.
Because of the changes
It gives them a year to figure it out. They had 10 months. They delayed it. And now when it launches in February, they have a year. As long as the game comes out and it's not like Marvel's Avengers where it's broke, buggy, and they're chasing their fucking tails and they can't release it. That's what's happening with Payday. That's what's happening with Redfall right now. They can't work on the game or the DLC because they're still trying to fix the game, right?
Yep.
So hopefully they come out and they've been working and they have this and they iron it out so it works.
That's a good theory. I didn't know. I forgot that they were on that list for Microsoft.
Just my thought. Just my 2 cents.
Interesting.
So,
well, we don't have long to wait.
No, we have 3 months, right? We have 3 months. Now, what do you think about this game, Sarge? I know we were kind of excited when we first saw it last year because it looked fun. But then as the things that people came out, they're like, well, they all have guns and they actually tell you in the storyline why they have guns. So they cover the reason why they have the guns.
But the fact that you have to do that should say enough.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's fine.
Like,
if they make the story and they cover their asses with it, I'm fine with it.
I get it. My issue is that if I look at this from the aspect of we're looking for fun video games with DC characters, it looks like it fits the bill. It fits the bill for me. But
Marvel's Avengers left you a bad taste in your mouth.
No. I like being the bad guy.
Right.
I want a game where you're the bad guy.
And here it
is.
Not
a good guy who is playing bad.
Right. Here it is.
And then he double crosses people. Like, I want to play the bad guy. Make an anti-hero game and make it fun.
Yeah.
Right. So the gameplay to me seems fun. But the issue I have is you pick these people, let their abilities be their moves, and stop with all this floaty nonsense and the guns, right? I understand it's a video game, but time and time again, the videos I keep watching is that Harley Quinn just shoots the fucking thing straight up in the air. What is that attached to?
They tell you,
flying
it's the glider.
Right. Shit. But this is my point, right? They pencil in whatever the issue was. They just pencil in some verbiage to cover their ass.
But hold on a second. It's not just verbiage though. They literally tell you they go to the Justice League thing. They steal equipment from them. Yeah,
I got it. Because they can't reprogram and assets to fix the game.
No.
So they pencil in what they have to.
How do you compete against the superheroes? You have to give them advantages. You have to. They're just Harley Quinn's a normal person.
I'm aware. I'm allowed to have suspension of disbelief. It's a comic book.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Otherwise, they have to have kryptonite cannons.
Right.
I understand how this works. Right. But just like in any other game, right? Maybe Superman and Batman are tougher bosses that you have to find the better gear in before you get to fight them, as opposed to just running into them like you run into some dude on the street. Like, it's okay to make bosses difficult and then let the player decide whether or not they're going to attack that boss first and try to win, or wait till you're stronger later on down the line. I like options. I like to have difficulties inside the game that make it challenging. Not that you just, I have the best cannon, I win. Like, right? I like mechanics. Damage phases are okay. Movement in a boss battle is always important. Like, you don't just stand and hide someplace. Learn the boss moves. Learn that if you have certain guys in the team, the boss might be a little easier depending on what kind of things you can do. Like, those are all things that make for a fun experience in a game like this. But all I keep seeing over and over again is they keep talking about the combat, but it's all big deal.
Yeah,
what am I killing all the guys for? Right? If it's a looter shooter and I got guns, and here we go again with the abilities and the guns, like, you got to tell me why.
Not yet.
Am I going?
I think next month.
Am I going for the best guns, or am I going for levels and then use the level points to upgrade my abilities as the villain? Like, you have to explain that. Going around and punching people and using guns, like, yes, it's fun. Everyone knows that killing minions is fun, but what's the grind going to be like?
I believe they said it's in this video. I think that I have to listen to it again, but I could have sworn they said like an RPG at some point, like RPG elements of the game.
Once again,
which is the skill level that you would have to go up, right?
Sure.
So my question is, I have a lot of questions, right? One is they make sure it's a single player action adventure where you can play with your friends. You can play by yourself. You can play with a group of people, up to 4 people, right? You and 3 others. But I want to know, like in Gotham Knights, we can both have Batgirl. We can both have Robin. We can both have Nightwing, right? In this game, they haven't said anything yet. Can we both have Harley Quinn? Are you coming into my game and my hosting, and you're using my characters that are leveled up? Or are you bringing your character in with your skins that you're using into my game, right? You bought a skin in your game, and you come in as Harley Quinn. Are you going to be Harley Quinn with your level or my level? And if it is on your level, and you're higher level than me, just like every other game we've talked about. Let's say you played more than me. Your character's a higher level than mine. Then you come into my game. If we're both Harley Quinn, is your Harley Quinn higher than mine? And is it going to be easier for you to now kill everything in my game? Or does it balance out because it's balancing very, it's scaling, right?
Well, when it scales like that, it always scales to the bigger version. It makes you stronger.
Correct.
The guy who comes into your game who's stronger.
Sure, if they do it correctly.
You get stronger, and the villains get harder.
So then I also have a question of, all right, well, let's say I'm playing solo in my game, okay, and I happen to kill Green Lantern and the Flash, okay, and then I go to your game. Are we doing the same thing now? Is it your story as a host? You know what I'm saying? If I join you, can I not kill? Do I miss something? If I didn't do it in my game, can I do it in yours if I didn't kill that? I'm confused because they haven't said anything yet, but those are my questions for that. As far as the guns and leveling up, they didn't show us the UI. Okay, there's no UI on the screen. I don't know your abilities or your powers. They have a counter ability, just like in Gotham Knights, and in Batman, there's a counter move where they have that little thing that pops above their head, and then you can counter and whatnot, and they say they get irritated or whatnot. It's interesting that each of the characters usually uses a certain couple of guns. Like I think Deadshot uses sniper, assault, and pistol. I think Boomerang uses shotgun, assault, and SMG.
They're assigning weapons. The transversal of the game looks good. Like the fact that you're not on a one-dimensional plane and you're fighting in the streets the whole time, and it's all up and down on buildings is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I mean the camera angle things I think is a bit much for me, but I understand why they do it.
Oh, like as far as the
constant zoom in and depending on the move you're doing to make it more impactful, but the camera's constantly going in and out. And
I think it's because it's probably when you when you hit the left trigger, it probably zooms in. You know what I mean? Like you're aiming.
I don't believe that's it. I believe it's the move sets that you do that causes the camera to do it.
You think so?
That's what it. Yeah. Yep. And that's why I don't know enough. Does it look cool? Sure. Do I know more than most people know about video games, and I don't fall victim to this shit all the time? Yes. So I'll wait and see.
Benefits that I've seen so far is it's cross-play across all platforms. So you can play, it doesn't matter if you're on PC, it doesn't matter if you're on PlayStation 5, Xbox. Another benefit, it's only on the new systems. It's not going on to the older systems. Another thing, it's 60 frames per second. They already said there's 60 frames per second.
All good things.
What else? There's a lot of things I still want to know. Like, I want to know the meats and potatoes. I want to see the menu systems. I want to see, like, the inventory system. I want to see what the skills are like, or the RPG elements are like. And then once I see those, I think I'll be sold more on the live service part. But as of right now, just seeing just seeing the cutscenes and the dialogue and stuff like that, I'm sold on the single-player aspect of it. I'm going to pick it up day one. I'm not pre-ordering anytime. Day one, I'll buy it. If it's pre-ordered, then I pre-order. But I don't give them the money ahead of time. On the day, I can play it or whatnot. I'm interested in the story. I'm interested in seeing what they also do after the fact, as far as
after the fact, from the way the game looks, after the fact to me would be like challenge mode for bosses. like how fast you can defeat them, if you can defeat them with handicaps.
Can you
If
grind
you can
them?
defeat them by yourself.
Right? Can you
Like,
grind them, and do they drop
there's
something?
a whole bunch of ways you can make people want to fight bosses and do different things, kind of like the skull thing in Halo, but more elaborate. Like why I'm killing this guy, or can I kill him by myself? Like and timetables, maybe like personal goals. Like that would be fine, right? But no one's saying you got to kill every Justice League member all the time. But at the same time, kind of cool that you get to kill the Justice League.
I want to know if I kill Green Lantern, does he have a chance of dropping something that helps me beat the Flash? If I beat the Flash, does he drop something?
You're talking about the old school Mega Man. Mega Man.
Yeah,
route.
you grab something.
In Mega Man, when you defeated a boss, you didn't know it in the beginning. But if you defeated a certain boss, the weapon he dropped was beneficial against somebody else.
Right, somebody else. Right.
Yeah, that's the same kind of mentality.
I wonder if you have to beat Wonder Woman, and he drops the lasso of truth so you can capture Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like something, I don't know, something along the lines that helps you.
But that's fine. But
it,
you don't tell me. But you don't tell me.
Correct. I also want to know is, once I beat Green Lantern, can I go back and beat him again to try to grind for him, right? To have it fun. If it's one and done, stupid. Okay.
Yeah, but don't you
campaign-wise, sure, but
yeah, but don't you want to fight Green Lantern to the point where you fight him in a certain way so you can save the cool death moves that you did with him and post them? Like that's the whole point, right? Like I did this awesome move and I totally destroyed Green Lantern.
I broke his neck, snapped his neck.
I want to capture it, right? So if I win it cheesy, I hope I get to go back and do a cool thing instead, so I can like record that.
Like
instead.
I think once the
what happens if I kill? What happens if at the last minute his last stupid health bar and I threw like a chair at him and killed him? Like it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like Green Lantern died from a chair. Like no, you want some kind of badass move, right, to finish him off, or at least give me the move where it says finish him and you get to finish him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like an actual thing that says he's ready to go.
Like
go ahead and do the move.
Like a Mortal Kombat move. It's WB.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll show some gruesome stuff. That'd be cool. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I still want to know about the game. I'm excited for it, but I'm not overexcited for it. I'm just excited because Rocksteady had 8 years working on this game. I know that, and they lost their main developers or their leads to the studio. They left like halfway through the development because I don't think they wanted to work on it. I think they said, fuck you, I don't want to work on a live service game.
I don't think it was fuck you, I don't want to work on a live service game. I think that they were given the same list of bullshit that all these other companies were getting to get these games, these certain type of games out to market, and they were like, we don't work this way.
Yeah.
And if I'm going with the least common denominator here. And if that's the case, then good for them. Right? If you're a good developer, like if you got credibility and you've been working on games like Rocksteady's been working on, and you decide that this game is not something you want to destroy yourself over, and you go, no problem. There are a lot of other people looking for your developers.
Right.
Like that kind of skill level, welcome aboard. Right? Welcome aboard.
I would like to see I hope, and this is a big hope, I hope they get the live service correct. I hope they get the right, where it's a comic book game, treat it like a comic book game. The best comic book game, in my opinion, that does it correctly is DC Universe Online. Okay? They give a new season, and they give, like, it's a comic book episode, and you have to go up against that comic book, whatever that chapter is, and you do it. That is what they should do. And the only way that works is if you keep bringing the content and it's free, then people will have no problem paying or playing through the game pass or the battle pass to get the cosmetics. They say you can earn all the stuff. So like if they bring a new hero, I don't know if they actually, they haven't said this yet, but this is how I think it's going to work. Let's say Peacemaker comes in. Peacemaker will be let's say there's 50 levels in the season pass. He will be 50. Right? That'll be the new hero that you unlock by the end of the season if you play the game, go through the season pass, and get there. Now, you can pay for it to get there faster, or you can earn through it to grind to get it, right? But the big mistake is if I pay for that season pass, make sure I don't lose that season pass after, because if I pay $10 for something and then I can't get them, that would be bullshit, right? So they got to make sure there's a nice little balance, respect people's time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. I'll cover more as we get there, as we get closer. And I put a video out, chat. Make sure you guys go watch that one.
I always hope for the best, but once again, I know what the industry's been doing lately. We'll see. Listen, you delayed a game almost an entire year because a group of people on the internet said, "I'm not playing that."
Yeah.
Right? So whatever group on the internet said, "I'm not playing that," apparently caught their ear.
Well, remember when this game comes out, it was supposed to come out in May this year. It was actually supposed to come out in 2020. Okay? It was supposed to come out the same year as Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, but that would have killed it. You know that.
Okay? But then they delayed it, and then they delayed it, and then they delayed it. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. All right, that's going to do it for Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Episode 373 is in the can. We do appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us each and every single week. Just a reminder, next week is Thanksgiving. We will not have a show on Thanksgiving, so we're going to have Turkey Day with our family and have a night off, and we'll be back the following week, which I believe is November 30th, if I'm not mistaken, is the next time we will have a show. Yeah, the 23rd we will be off. The 30th will be back for Generation X Gaming. As far as this week, I have no show tomorrow with Lono because I have to do a school function for my son, and I'll be back on the 20th, which is Monday at 10 o'clock in the a.m., and we'll be back on the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd, and then I'm off, and I'll be back by the 27th. So we'll continue to put up uploads and whatnot. I'll be doing my Legend Bowl football. Week 10 is this week, so that'll be going up on Sunday. That goes up on Sundays at 11 o'clock. I do have my uploads, and we're going to be putting shorts up as well this week, this weekend as well. So I appreciate it very much. Please make sure you hit that like button down below. Hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Game on, guys.
They're two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.